workshop is Neuroscience and Neuroplasticity in Academic Remedial Training. Today's workshop gives ideas of practical knowledge about what you have studied in theoretical aspects in the college. And this is a workshop which utilizes of the opportunity given here. It is my pleasure to invite the chief guest for the function, Dr. Jayaraman sir, who is the CDC Dean of Remedial University and Professor of Economics. And it is my pleasure inviting you, sir. He is a very gentleman and very down-to-earth person. And he is from economics department, and he is now taking care of the CDC activities of the university. And it is our opportunity to hear his presidential address for the today's workshop. I welcome you, sir, again. And the resource person, Dr. Sukumar, is done his diploma from NIMHANS and a PhD from Bharatiya University of Psychology. And he is a known person to the department, and he is not new to the department because he has come earlier for programs and conducted for the programs here in our department. And he is running an institute, Learning Disability Institute in Coimbatore, Mnemonics, and he is the director of the institute, and he is running that. And also he is an academician, teaches in colleges. And I welcome you, sir, further. And my pleasure in welcoming Dr. Jayaraman, who is the Dean for Social Sciences and a syndicate member and senior professor of the Department of Psychology. I welcome you, sir. And today's workshop is being conducted by Dr. Jayakumar, who is the organizing secretary for the today's workshop, and he is associate professor from the Department of Psychology. I welcome you. And it's my pleasure to welcoming my colleagues. Other three colleagues are there. I welcome Dr. Nityananda, Dr. Parmeshwari, and Dr. Selvans. And it's my pleasure inviting all the students who have come from other institutes like Palakod College, Dharmapuri College, and Holy Cross, and also Sacred Heart College of Tirupattur, and my own students from our department and scholars and other practitioners who have come for the workshop. I welcome you all, one and all, again, and have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, it's time to honor our resource person. We request Professor K. Jayaraman, sir, to present the memento to the chief guest, Dr. V. Sukumar, sir. Thank you, sir.
To enlighten us on the theme of the workshop, may I now request our Senior Professor S. Kadrivan sir, Department of Psychology, to address.
Most respected Dean of Periyar University, Dean CDC of Periyar University, Professor Jayaraman, the resource person, our good old friend Dr. Sukumar, Director and Child Psychologist, Mnemonics Learning Center, Coimbatore, the head of the department, Professor Venkatachalam, the organizing secretary of this workshop, Dr. K. Jayakumar, and my colleagues, Dr. Parmeshwari, Dr. Nityanandan, and Dr. Selvaraj, participants from various institutions for this program, with pre-registration as well as for the spot registration, my research scholars, our students, people from press and media, and dear friends. Good morning, Honorable Professor. It's indeed a pleasure as well as privilege to be here to talk about the workshop on neuroscience and neuroplasticity in academic and remedial training. Neuroscience is the emerging field, especially when you talk about the cognitive neurosciences. Today it became the order of the day, and almost in all the parts of the world, people are emphasizing about the role of cognitive neurosciences. Though we talk about cognition, especially in our memory and all the other aspects, but the neuroscience, when we integrate the biological aspects with the cognition, it gets a special attention. That's how cognitive neuroscience gains attention and focus of many of the researchers today. And if you talk about the neuroplasticity, okay, it is our brain's ability, okay, to rearrange itself, rewire itself, okay, after an injury or through the learning or through the training. And if you talk about the neuroplasticity, the beautiful quote was made by Dr. Donald here. Okay? Neurons that fire together, they wire together. Neurons that fire together, they wire together. So even with the neurons, scientists are emphasizing about the togetherness, but as the name of togetherness, we are divided today. We are divided, I'm not going away to the social psychology, but the importance of neurons. Only the neurons which are fired today, together, they will wire together. So neuroplasticity indicates the capacity of the brain. Okay? After learning or training, how we are changing ourselves, or how we arrange the brain and effectively utilizing the new areas. And when we talk about the neuroplasticity, there are so many researchers are concentrated about the neuroplasticity of the brain. The most important research was carried out among the London taxi drivers. Okay, that research revealed that the rigorous training helped the taxi drivers to improve the hippocampus, the memory area of the brain. Thereby, they can recall all the routes and other things. But at the same time, the worst thing about the neuroplasticity research is due to the introduction of these mobile phones. The mobile phones, people are losing their neuroplasticity capacity. And the recent study suggested that if you are keeping yourself away from your mobile, especially the mobile phone for 72 hours, then the brain itself arranges and rewires itself in such a way that it can be productive. So it is the time for the youngsters, especially the Gen Z. You have to decide whether you are going to ensure the neuroplasticity of the brain or you are going to lose yourself with your cell phones. I don't know who has given the name cell phones. Okay? Instead of a mobile phone, people are using the word cell phone. Cell is the word used in the prison also. So we became the prisoner with our own cell phones. We became the prisoner with our own cell phones. And to help you to enhance the neuroplasticity, today we have Dr. Sukumar, who is our very close friend and the well-wisher of the department. Okay? And Dr. Sukumar has completed his PhD in psychology and a diploma in CMH from NIMANS, and he has also completed his BEd in special education. He is a registered rehabilitation psychologist under RCA, and he is having more than 2 decades of experience in this area and trained more than 1 lakh children in this field. Organized and conducted more than 500 training programs, and apart from his 20 years of experience in the clinical practice, he had an opportunity to be the head of the department for various institutions for about 9 years, and he is nowadays playing a dual role. He is teaching the people in the university and also training the people in various areas of neuroplasticity and cognitive neurosciences. So today we hope that he will be delivering his best as usual, and he has enlightened more than, as I said, 1 lakh students, and he has trained various participants, including teachers, psychologists, students, and so on. So I hope that we will be enjoying the today's session, and I wish you all for the happy neuroscience learning. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
It is an honor to welcome Professor K. Jayaraman Sir, Dean, College Development Council of Periyar University, to inaugurate the workshop.
Good morning to one and all present here. The most respected and honorable senior professors in our Department of Psychology, Professor and Head J. Remedial sir, Senior Professor, Dean Social Sciences, Dean of Deans, and the professor who is always training the faculty members, Professor S. Kadaraman sir. Although he studied at Bardar University and had a program that is a certificate or diploma program from NIMANS, his knowledge will be like ants, so that it will be boosting us. So even though it has been prohibited in some areas, but there is one couplet by Thiruvalluvar, Solal Vallan, Sorvilan, Avanai, Igal Vallal Yarku Maridu. Likewise, we have Dr. V. Sukumar sir, who is an expert in words, mnemonics and everything. He will make us to sit alight and then alight all the problems from us. And we have the organizing secretary, youth full organizing secretary, who has postponed this program for the first time and has been conducting today. And he has been always relentless in the pursuit of knowledge and newer ideas. A professor who has the twin things with him. One is humor and another one is psychology. So that whenever we find the professor, that is Jayakumar sir, he always smiles with sarcastic ideas as well as good ideas. And we have the HOD in store, Professor Nityanandan sir, Deputy Controller of Examinations, and DUIC Director Professor Parameswari Madam, Dr. Selvaraj sir, the youngest of all in the Department of Psychology. Even though he is the youngest, he will be one with all the faculty members, also the students. Professors from other departments, our professor from education, Hema Madam, professor from other areas, PhD scholars, PG students, students from various reputed institutes, from in and around Tamil Nadu as well as from other areas. As stated by our Professor Kadaraman sir, those already registered and on the spot registered. Everyone was welcomed by our HOD as well as our professor. So this morning only, our Honorable Vice Chancellor Committee member Professor Subramani sir informed me to go to Psychology Department. Immediately I accepted, not knowing what to do. So as per the direction, we are always as per the direction. So as per the direction, I have come here. Earlier, I was supposed to come here to deliver a presidential address on CBT. And now, I don't know what PPT or what thing we have to do. You take this neuroscience and neuroplasticity. So whenever we talk about neuroplasticity, as stated by many professors, people's mind have become neuro-rigid, not neuroplasticity. You take the case of Winner's brain. So the book Winner's brain, it talks about 8 important strategies regarding neuroplasticity as well as neuroscience. Even in the past, people thought about IQ and luck and every factor helped them to garner higher levels in the life. But of late, you take the case of US. We don't have much good opinion about the US. But even then, they have people with good self-confidence. Those authors who are writing on self-confidence, self-motivation books. We have this book written by Brown and Mark Fence, Jeff Brown and Mark Fence. These two people, one is professor and another one is a practicing psychiatrist. And both of them are attached with the University of Harvard. See, they have come to conclusion after years and years of data collection and meeting with so many patients as well as professors and students. They have come to the conclusion that the brain can be rewired, it can be changed. So that's why of late the word neuroplasticity has come into existence. Most of the time we consider that winners are different. They have come from some other distant area, from moon or some other place. But winners are not from distant areas. Day-to-day activities, the atomic habits, every day, if you practice for just 2 minutes or 3 minutes, don't practice for half an hour or 1 hour or more than 2 hours. Definitely after 1 week or 10 days, we will not do that. So just take 2 to 3 minutes or not more than 10 minutes. If we do it regularly, then our habits will become a part. It will become a habit. Then our brain will get rewired. You take the case of neurons. In case of neurons, it is ready to work, but most of the time we keep it as it is. Why? Because we are not confident of our own brain thinking, forward thinking, critical ideas and everything. So that if we continuously work together, continuously do something for our own betterment, definitely anything and everything can be achieved. With regard to remedial teaching and learning, so in remedial teaching and learning, so recently the psychiatrist said that don't say any person as a slow learner or advanced learner. But unfortunately, as per UGC curriculum and some other that is professional bodies insistence, we consider that some people are slow learners, some people are advanced learners. All are learners. Say who is slow or who is advanced learners. Whether it is downwards or express, anyway, it is going to reach its destination. The one thing is, we have to think about why the child is affected. What's the reason? See, whether it is a dyscalculia or you take dyslexia or attention deficit or any other hyperactive problems, what is the reason? Maybe from family, maybe from friends, maybe from within or from outside. Endogenous and exogenous factors influence a lot about the psychology of a student. Most of the time, a country is subjugated not by force but by psychological warfare. Even in the young age, if a child is subjugated by the external factors, you think about his future, you think about the future of the society, the future of the nation, which has to lead the entire world. We think about leading the world by 2047. Viksit Bharat, developed India by 2047. So when you want to lead the world, our Tamil Nadu, our other states to lead. So psychology, the mental health should be in a good condition. So the learning the problems, the learning attention issues should be solved then and there itself. So we have to devise so many ideas, whether it is issuing or learning, practicing, whatever it may be. The child has to be trained differently. Once a sage said, you leave a child at the age of 5. And the parents should not visit the child up to the age of 12. Nobody should disturb the child. After 12 years, no God, no Satan, or no devil, or whatever it may be, nobody can change the psyche or psychology of the child. Already it has been settled. So that's the thing. So we have to take the primitive years, the foundation years. But most of the time, what we do is we leave everything up to 12th standard or up to degree. When they come to post graduation, we talk about psychology, we talk about everything. That's why many countries have psychologists in school curriculum itself, schools itself. So we have to appoint psychologists. This is the idea of Finland. This is the idea of many countries which has developed well-versed in education, higher education and school education. Let us take the learning difficulties. The learning difficulty may be solved through storytelling or some experimental. So when we just discuss the neuroplasticity in teaching and learning, we think about the scaffolding techniques, we think about the experimental experiential techniques, we think about various other newer forms of teaching methodologies. So most of the time, a person who has been trained in one particular discipline, maybe in B.Ed or some other area, they are focused like a horse. So we should not get distracted. So we need positive disruption, not negative disruption. The positive feelings, negative feelings, emotions, most of the time we find that the students, learners, everybody is having the attention, span of attention difficulty. Earlier it was 20 minutes. Nowadays it has come down to 2 minutes. If you continuously talk like me for more than 2 minutes, definitely it will attract criticism. It will lead to negative issues and everything. Why this is taking place? Because we are not concentrating like as what we did in the past. We will talk about more about psychology, forgetting the actual psyche of the child. We are talking more about the development, forgetting the inner development of the child or inner development of the people. When we consider the emotional balance, internal intelligence, when we think about the various facilities to be provided to the child, definitely we can rewire the entire brain in such a way that we can achieve anything and everything in the world. So most of the time people take walnut. So they consider that taking walnut will increase blood flow in brain. So we do not know whether they have a brain at all. So if they take walnut and assuming that just taking walnut will increase everything, increase neuroplasticity or increase blood circulation and the knowledge level, it's a waste of time, waste of energy, waste of money. So we have to think differently. So as stated by Shiv Kara, winners don't do different things, they do the things differently. We have to do the things differently. Each person is a different person. We can't give a uniformed syllabus or uniformed training to each and every person because we have to customize it to every person. So with a few words, because I am not an expert in psychology, because we have neuroeconomics, as said by our professors, this neuroscience has become a buzzword. See, the three words, sustainable development, neuroscience, psychology, and people talk about the self-help group. Nowadays, everybody is talking about some 3 or 4 words again and again. Repeatedly, they reiterate all these things because it occupies the preeminence in research, preeminence in academic discussion, forums, and everything. So, when we consider daily habits, trying to find out what is the reason for the learning or teaching disabilities, learning disabilities, trying to outfit the problem, trying to give a solution, definitely we can solve the major problems afflicting the society and create a better environment for the students. And finally, I want to end like this. You take Napoleon the Great, not Napoleon what is sold. Napoleon sells it. Napoleon the Great, Napoleon Bonaparte. So, you take some of the greatest persons in the world. Either they have been affected by epilepsy, some neurological disorders, or attention deficit problems, or they are unable to continuously study. Even you take Stephen Hawking. So there is some positive side about Stephen Hawking. Of late, some people talk negatively about Stephen Hawking and others. We do not want to get into the nitty-gritty of each and every biography of each and every person. But the thing is, it is not a problem at all. Neurological system is not at all a problem. So, you take a simple concept. Whatever a person thinks continuously for 3 months, definitely so becomes a person. If a man thinks that he has attained the feminine character continuously for 90 days, then something will happen that will be detrimental to his psychological health and physiological health. So, even our thinking makes differences getting manifested in our body. Why not that is getting positively manifested in education? Why not that is getting positively reflected in teaching and research in the development of the nation? So the few words, I thank the organizers for having given me the opportunity to come over to the Department of Psychology. I have to thank the Department of Psychology professors for their strong will to invite an economics person who is not having any real connection with the psychology to this psychology forum, because அவங்க இரும்பு இதயம் உள்ளவர்கள் வந்து எதை வேணாம் வரமாருக்கும் பார்த்துக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு ஒரு நல்ல எண்ணம். எனக்கு என்ன ஒரு ஈஸியான ஒரு அப்படின்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா, எப்படியா இருந்தாலும் நம்ம ப்ரொஃபசர் பேசிடுவாங்க, வெல்கம் அட்ரஸ்ல ஏதாவது பேசிடுவாரு. அடுத்து அப்போர்ட் தீம் வேற இருக்கு. அப்போர்ட் தீமோட வேலை தான் இல்லையா, ப்ரொஃபசர் எப்படியா இருந்தாலும் நிறைய பேசிடுவாரு. பிளாஸ்டிசிட்டி என்ன, எபிலிட்டி எல்லாம் நிறைய பேசிட்டாரு இல்லையா, எபிலிட்டி பத்தி பேசுறாரு, நியூரோசைன்ஸ் பத்தி பேசுறாரு. அந்த இருந்து கொஞ்சம் எடுத்துக்கலாம். அப்ப இருக்கவே இருக்கு ஒரு சில கொட்டேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் எடுத்து முடிச்சிடணும் அப்படிங்கிற நம்பிக்கை தான். So I urge and request every one of you to study, go deep into your subject. Psychologist is one of the finest subjects, evolving subjects. நல்லா பாருங்க, படித்த வாதியாட்ட படிக்கூடாது, படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிற வாதியாட்ட படிக்கணும். நீங்க அந்த சப்ஜெக்ட் நின்னு முடிச்சிச்சா வளர்ந்துச்சா அது படிக்கிறது வெஸ்ட். வளரும் சப்ஜெக்ட் தான் நீங்க படிக்கிறீங்க. You are studying a subject which is still developing, still evolving. So kindly have a deep knowledge, have a strong foundation about your psychology subject. So in the coming years, we will see many people with psychological issues, mental issues, because we are living in a family with 4 different ideas, not having that one common thread, that is love and affection. So we see many people coming for divorce, many people coming for getting treatment from psychiatrists and psychologists, so that the days are there that you have the umpteen number of opportunities in counseling, in giving training, in making the students to understand. See, we have a Snega கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்க இல்லையா? நடிகை விட்டுடுங்க. Snega அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு அமைப்பு ஒன்று இருக்கு, ஒன்று நிறுவனம். சூசைடல் ஏதாவது டெண்டன்சி வந்தது அப்படின்னா ஃபோன் பண்ணா they will help the student or any person to stop that act அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. You can be an ambassador of the humanity. You can be the ambassador of psychological development, the mental health in India and the world. Thank you very much.
We are truly inspired by your words and sure it will have a lasting impact on your lives. Thank you, sir.
It's time to welcome our resource person, Dr. V. Sukumar sir, RCI certified child neuropsychologist and founder of Mnemonics Learning Center, to give a special talk.